Hello and welcome to my creating room. My name is Brooke Shaden. I'm a fine art photographer and I want to take you behind the scenes of a really special image to me and talk about a couple of things in particular. So I love creating as simply as I can. Whenever I feel the most overwhelmed and dissatisfied with my images, it's because I'm trying too hard. Like I'm using too many props or too many fascinating, beautiful, exotic locations, and I like to just keep it simple because I think that's where a lot of true artistry comes from, is just knowing how to strip it back and still do something beautiful. So that's what I strive to do, and I don't always succeed, and sometimes I so crave those beautiful locations, but other times I end up in my bedroom, as I did with this image. And so I'm in my bedroom for this picture, self-portrait, all by myself, and I used really basic things. So I used a fake butterfly as my prop. I covered myself in paint for texture, and I used an ace bandage, just like a regular bandage around, as a costume. And that's it. And so I want to show you exactly how this image went. And so let's break it down. If we go to the very bottom here, we can see the image. And there's a lot going on here that we should talk about. First of all, I'm not always the best actress, and I don't love to show my face in pictures. So even though you can see my face here, I knew that I would cover it up with some butterflies to make it a little bit nicer for myself. So I was already covered in paint, but I really wanted to enhance that. And so you'll see that sort of get enhanced as we go throughout this image. I'm changing the light and everything like that before the butterflies, and that's just a personal choice. In this particular case, I wanted to make sure that I could separate myself from the background. Usually I would composite first and then take care of any, color contrast lighting changes. But in this case, I knew that I wouldn't like this image unless I could create that contrast, that separation. So I did that first. And so that's what these steps are, just making myself brighter, the background darker. And then we've got the weird butterflies popping in and their shadows. And I loved working with these butterflies, and I love working with these types of props in general, really, because they allow so much flexibility in composition, putting them wherever you might want them, changing colors, adding movement, a more dynamic look to an image. And so that's what I did with these butterflies, is I really tried to figure out where they should go to create an interesting shape to the body and in general to the image. So this next step that you see is a really weird step, and I want to just zoom in on this so we can see exactly, there we go, what I'm doing. My little teeth. It's really weird to zoom in on your own face. Yeah. So what I did here, just to draw contrast, draw the eye to where the point of most contrast, was I added contrast to my lips. And I did that with a little lasso tool. And so I just went in and selected wherever I thought it should be. And then I feathered it by right-clicking. I don't know, maybe 30 pixels is okay. And just to do it again, in fact, we'll pretend that's not there. I went into curves, and then I was able to add contrast in that area. And you see how it really just like brings out the red because it brings out the saturation. When we zoom out, now that little step is just adding so much focus to that little area. But that's not the official one, that is. So that's what I ended up with. And then I got rid of the color from the butterflies, which seems a really odd choice, I think, because they have beautiful colors, so why would you ever want to do that, right? But I decided that I did. I also got rid of that one butterfly that was flying. I still don't know about that choice. Maybe I would have kept it now if I were editing this, I'm not sure. I did this photo critique once where somebody was critiquing my images, and they told me in one other image that I had one too many butterflies, and I had over 100 butterflies in the photo. And so now whenever I do stuff like this, I think, did I need that one extra butterfly or not? I don't know. So here are some more general changes to the background of the image, just adding brightness to my subject, darkening the background. The texture was vital in this case because the backdrop was really, really blank, and I think that it just really added some interest to the background where there wasn't any before. And then the final steps, darkening, adding contrast, and adding saturation to this image. So that's about it for this simple picture. I hope that it inspires you to create something in your own home with whatever materials you happen to have lying around your house, because you really don't need more than that, in my humble opinion. So happy creating this week. Thank you for joining me, and let me know how you like this video.